All right, today I'm going to be talking to you about chapters 3 and chapter 4. We're going to kind of peruse through chapter 3. Those that are new, we will be talking about the writing revolution. Our two authors are Judith Hochman and Natalie Wexler. It's a phenomenal book. You also know that I usually have some additional reading that you can kind of jump into if you'd like to. We're extending our conversation on sentence level comprehension. The text that I've pulled an article for you to read, which will be inside of your Google Drive in the single paragraph outline folder, is from Multisensory Teaching of Basic Language Skills. Phenomenal book. To buy it, it is expensive. However, it's a pretty thick book and has lots and lots of information on the 5 big components of reading and numerous other things as well. So this is by Judith Birch. Definitely recommend it. So this does talk about sentence level comprehension, and it goes with what we've been discussing, which is the fact of, writing and reading. There's a reciprocity between those two things, and if we're teaching for sentence level fluency, we're also going to be able to increase the reading ability of complexity as we're building the sentence level, paragraph level, composition level as well. So those two things go hand in hand, which is why I felt like this is a decent article or a decent section for you guys to read. So developing reading comprehension at the sentence level, you'll see how that kind of ties in with what Oak Hill had discussed in the previous one if you read last week's. So we do have 14 standards we're going to cover today on single paragraph outlining. With these standards, just know that you can you don't have to really teach all of these. You can kind of jump around a little bit. I would start, working my way down the list, but you could skip like 3 to go to 5 and those kinds of things. There may be a few that you don't need to do. You're really trying to get them to the idea that they can read on a topic, and they can, basically you want to get them to standard level 14. So they can read about a topic and construct a paragraph from that on their own. So obviously you're going to want to do that, modeling that piece first. So as I said, chapter 3, we're going to kind of peruse through that quickly. It does highlight some things that we've discussed that I've talked to you about several times already. First thing, effective planners equal effective writers. We already knew that. We know that writers need to have a plan before they get started. It's kind of like a baker when they go to bake a cake. It's good to have a recipe to follow. You're going to be more successful, and you're going to be able to repeat it. I think it's important to point this out, especially with the landscape where we have a lot of writers' workshop that spends more time on free writing and independent writing. So free writing doesn't work for most students. They do struggle with punctuation, word choice, and overall organization. So how does that play in, this idea of punctuation, word choice, and overall organization play into it? Well, we know that executive functioning skills and working memory are things that we have limitations to, and for some struggling students, or for some students in general, when they have multiple tasks to adhere to at the same time, they'll lose track of some of those pieces. So if they're fumbling with punctuation, they're fumbling with word choice, they're fumbling with overall organization, then the meaning that they're trying to drive from their composition, their overall composition, will kind of fall to the wayside. So it's good to have a plan, because then they can refer back to the plan. So when they're struggling with punctuation, they can say, oh, this is where I was. When they're struggling with word choice, they can go back to their plan. So it's this back and forth that really helps and supports this executive function student, gives them some success and some some rungs to grab onto as they're trying to complete this writing portion. So paragraph and compositions are the key words. You'll hear me say that. If you're reading the text, you'll know that Judith Hochman and them use this as well. So we're going to be talking about paragraph, but they use the word composition for opinion writing, argumentative writing, those kinds of things. So they'll say a composition for that. So we know that we can also use genre. We could also use type of writing. So all those different words are synonymous with each other. Just wanted to point that out for you. They also say that there's 4 basic steps to the writing process. The first one is plan and outline. I think it's extremely important. We want to have a student write a draft. And then you'll see that they point out that steps 3 and 4 is revise and edit. I bolded those to point out to you that revising and editing should be something that they do all the time. That should be something that they shouldn't really finish a writing piece unless they're revising and editing it in some capacity. So it's important for them to do that. In bold at the bottom here, I say it may be tempting to have students write at length, before they've mastered the essentials of a paragraph, but ultimately it's counterproductive. So what I'm saying to you is, if you are not teaching and assessing sentence and paragraph level understandings, then it can be very counterproductive if you're asking them to write a composition. So if you're asking them to write a 4-paragraph opinion piece and you haven't really taken the time to ensure that they're productive in a paragraph writing and sentence writing, then overall you may be losing some of those kids. So think about that as you plan moving forward. Our focus today, which we'll have conversations on, is we're going to build off of what we already knew about sentence level skills. We're going to learn about what an SPO is, which is a single paragraph outline, and then we're going to learn the different parts of a single paragraph outline. So when we're planning, we want to plan for a topic sentence, we want to plan for supporting details, and we want to plan for a concluding sentence, conclusion sentence, however you'd like to say it. We know that we want to model like crazy, and we want to integrate it into our content as much as possible. So, standard number 1, teaching what a topic sentence is and supporting details. So first of all, we want to make sure that we teach students what the idea of a topic sentence is. So what I would do is create an anchor chart for this, have a conversation about it. I'd read a few paragraphs and then identify what the topic sentence is. I'd model this. That way they get an idea to see where it is and what it is and what it does for their writing, so they can start to materialize that in their mind. Standard number 2, locating the topic sentence. So in standard number 2, we're going to have kids locate that topic sentence. So you can see, again, I shared all these documents with you. We want to have students be able to read a jumbled up paragraph. So you can take a paragraph of something that you've read or something you've conversed about already, during your interactive read aloud or shared reading, or something maybe during a close reading, either of those things. So you'll take a paragraph, you'll jumble it up, and then what the students are going to have to do, obviously you model this first. The students are going to have to go in, and I didn't read this out here, but they'll go in and they'll put a T.S. for a topic sentence. So they've got to identify the topic sentence, and then they're going to put an S.D. for the supporting detail. So, in this example, we see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences. So we're going to have 1 topic sentence and 4 supporting details in this example. So they're only finding topic sentence, supporting details. We're not doing the conclusion sentence here because that adds a layer of complexity, as you can imagine. So that's standard number 2. Standard number 3, which is you're giving a student a topic sentence, then you're going to have them supply the supporting details. Again, we're modeling, we're doing this together. This helps students identify important parts and details inside of a text as well. So this example goes with what if you do the reading, you'll see that the National Reading Panel in 2006, they identified 7 comprehension strategies that improve comprehension in typical readers. So this would be the topic sentence, and then students, with your help first, would have to come up with some supporting details. Now these supporting details can be listed as notes. So it would be dotted lines there. So you can't really see it on this right here, but these are dotted lines right here. These are dotted lines. Dotted lines are always indicating to kids that they can write in notes, should write in notes. Solid lines means that they need to write in sentences. So you're only going to be filling out this portion of the document, not the CS at the bottom. So you supply the topic sentence, kids are going to give you supporting details that would fit with that. So it can go with what you've been reading, or you can pick a topic that they're familiar with as well on your opening examples. Standard number 4. You're going to give the topic sentence, and you're going to give them too many supporting details. So in this one, you're going to give them that topic sentence. So that's the same topic sentence I just discussed. At the very bottom of the page, you're going to see down here, you then are going to give them lots of supporting details. Some of those supporting details are good. Some of them are not. Some of them don't have anything to do with the topic. So they will then select the supporting details from down here and plug them in up here. So again, that helps them sort through important, unimportant information, which is one of those 7 identified comprehension strategies that readers need to be able to do. So you can see the reciprocity. When they research on their own, they're also going to be more likely to be equipped with locating important information. How many times have you worked on have kids write reports, and they're unable to pull out the important information, and they just tell you, a bunch of facts that are, have nothing to do with each other or are not even important facts. Standard number 5, teach how to determine important information. So this is similar to standard number 2. In this one, the students will read each group of these sentences, and then they're going to underline this. They're going to underline the topic sentence. So they read them all and then pick out which one is the topic sentence. So pretty cool one there. Standard number 6. Standard number 6 is more of a review of what they learned in the sentence pieces, in the sentence skills. You want to go back over the different types of sentences because that does play into how we write topic sentence. We know that we can vary the different types of sentences. We want to have conversations about how to use an appositive as well in a sentence because, again, topic sentences can be made more complex with appositives. And subordinating conjunctions. We want to have conversations about these 3 things again. Refresh their memory. You could even revisit some of those examples, those standards from previous as well, if you feel like there's gaps from that. Standard number 7. You're going to have students take a boring topic sentence and they're going to take a boring topic sentence and they're going to use you're going to have them use a few of the 3 ways to create a better topic sentence for them. So let's talk about that. So you provide that topic sentence. You're going to show them how to write a new topic sentence. That's the goal here. You're going to provide as many examples as possible. So in this example, you're going to see the topic sentences, comprehension strategies that work. The rest of these would be blank. So what I have green would actually be blank. The kids would not have any of this right here. I filled this in just so you'd see it as an example. So you would only provide the yellow there. Then the green, the students are going to actually have to provide that. They're going to have to rewrite it. So again, you'd model this first. You would not want them to do all of these at one time, right? So maybe you work on just statements and a question first, or maybe just the different types of sentence types first. So, for example, they take that boring topic sentence, then they're going to turn it into a statement. Then they're going to turn it into a question, an exclamation. They're going to create a topic sentence that is using a positive, a subordinated conjunction, so on and so forth. I think you get that piece there. So they take a boring one, and then they use the 3 different ways. And the 3 different ways, the first way is by using the different types of sentences. The second way is by using appositives. And the third way is by using subordinating conjunctions. Standard number 8. Take a topic sentence and write 3 topic sentences from that one. So you provide them with the topic sentence, comprehension strategies. And then they take the topic, and then they're going to write 3 different topic sentences. They can choose which one that they want to do. Very similar to the one before, except this one there's less guidance involved, so you can see the complexity is a little bit harder. SPO standard number 9. Take, in this one, you're going to provide them with supporting details. So what I have green here, you would actually write down some supporting details. You'd give them 3 supporting details or 4, however many you like to give them. You put it in. You will put it in notes fashion there as well. And then the students, where you see the purple, they're going to have to take these green supporting details that you provide and turn it into a topic sentence. You'll want to start off by having them do this with your model and support, and then hopefully get to independence. Standard 10. In this one, you're going to want to do a mini lesson on the conclusion sentence, whatever you'd like to call it. They use concluding sentence. This one, I've shown you an example. The reason why I chose this one specifically, because you probably already do some of these different types of things, and that's okay. You just might want to work in some of the the Writing Revolution, acronyms and those kinds of things into some of the vernacular from the Writing Revolution. You can talk about what a concluding sentence is and what it does in general would be the example that you'd want to do there. What do you need? All right, so standard number 11. I don't have enough hands and fingers for that. So anyways, standard number 11. Show your students how to deconstruct a single paragraph into an SPO. So you can see this is actually an overall SPO framework that you can use. You have your topic sentence, your supporting details. You wouldn't always need 4, but it has 4 there. You could even have more. And then you have your C.S. or concluding sentence. So in this one, you're going to show students how to deconstruct a single paragraph. So if it's me, I would have a paragraph, I put it up on my board, and then I would take that, and then I would be writing down, okay, so this is what the topic sentence is, and then I would write the topic sentence from looking at so here's my paragraph. I'd say, oh, there's the topic sentence. Oh, here's a supporting detail. Here's another supporting detail, and I'd be writing each of these pieces on here and demonstrating how this and what this would look like. So that's how you show them how to deconstruct it. And standard number 12, you're going to have students deconstruct single paragraphs into SPOs. So it's very similar to 11. In 11, you're showing them. In 12, you're having them start to do it on their own. So it's asking for more independence. Standard number 13, you're going to have students deconstruct paragraphs right in the text. So in this one, you're going to see, you're going to have students, you're going to say, okay, you're going to go through and you're going to write a T.S. right next to the topic sentence. So they're going to put a T.S. next to the topic sentence. They're going to put a 1 near the first supporting detail, a 2 during the next supporting detail, so on and so forth. And then they're going to put a C.S. At the conclusion sentence as well. So you can see in this one you provide a picture of a paragraph and then they go through and just label the pieces right on there. Very similar to what they already did before, but again, one that you can explore and do. Standard number 14, our last standard. Standard number 14, you're going to read about a topic and then you're going to construct a paragraph together. So if we're reading about comprehension strategies, I'm going to pop up the SPO 14 on there and I'm going to say, okay, so the first step is, we're reading about comprehension strategies. We're going to write down what the topic sentence is together. So we just read this paragraph. What was the topic sentence? Okay, we're going to put that down there. And then we're going to do the same thing for the supporting details, conclusion sentences. Now, the difference between this one and the ones previous is that we're really focusing, we really want them to understand that this is, when you choose a topic, this is how you can go extract information. So we know we do book reports and all other sorts of report writing and argumentative writing. So we're teaching them to go to a source, and from that source, create a topic sentence and create supporting details from the information that you read. Complexity can be added if you add in multiple sources. So there you go. That is chapter number 4. I'll share all this with you. Hope you're enjoying. Take care.